Hi there, everybody. So, unfortunately, as of episode 31 of Harley Quinn this week, we are officially halfway through season 3. But man, this was a banger of an episode, guys. So basically, what happens is, Ivy, Ivy is still trying to find out who stole Frank from who kidnapped Frank through something called the Green, which is basically pa- Poison Ivy's version of the everything is connected speech from Avatar, but 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 the only problem is, guys, Poison Ivy can't stay in the Green um long enough to actually figure out A, who as Frank, and B, where he is, because Harley's causing too much commotion along with the King Shark and Clayface. Um, but but um but 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 Poison Ivy does happen happen to know the one person that 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 might be able to tell Harley and Ivy where Frank is, and that person is none other than the legendary Swamp Thing. So so um so 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 after Clayface and King Shark say that that they basically can't come with Pam and Pam and Arlie down down to down to down to down to New Orleans where Swamp Thing is, because Clayface still has the Bruce Wayne biopic to think about, and King Shark has volunteered to stay at Selena's place and watch the cats. Well, what what well due to certain circumstances that they both can't remember, Nora Freeze drops by a Catwoman's place unannounced, but basically having done cocaine up her new chauffeur's ass, and really, guys, this turned into a modern day of a girls' night out episode. The the only problem is Nora is basically the equivalent of how insane and unstable Harley was at the beginning of the series after um 25 years of being fr- fr- frozen due to her medical condition rather, and and her late husband, Mr. Freeze, trying to save her. And of course, as we all know, that the Freeze is unfortunately dead now, guys. So so Nora, Harley, and Pam basically fir- first first run into John Constantine, once again luckily voiced by Matt Ryan, and John basically says, if 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 poison if poison if Poison Ivy cannot drink Constantine, he will tell them where to go in New Orleans to find Swamp Thing, and it's actually Nora that outdrinks John, and that's how they find Swamp Thing down in New Orleans, and and throughout the entirety of the episode, Harley is actually able to draw on her experience as a ex-psychologist to try and keep Nora straight and to try and keep Pam believing in herself. So basically, guys, they do end up finding Alec, but the problem is Nora and Alec, which is Swamp Thing's real name, I actually had sex, and in doing so, Alec actually thinks that Nora's his new girlfriend, and because of their intercourse, Harley and Ivy basically try and get Nora to ask Swamp Thing where Frank is. But Nora actually ends up pissing Swamp Thing off because she ultimately says in the end that she's not interested in a new boyfriend, and she just wants to be on her own right now, and that ultimately almost causes Swamp Thing to unleash World War III on Nora, Harley, and Ivy. But the reason that Poison Ivy was even scared to seek out Swamp Thing's help is because because Swamp Thing and Pam used to be friends, but Poison Ivy thinks that that's because Swamp Thing is pro-human and pro-all plant life, and Ivy still believes that the reason her and Swamp Thing are no longer friends is because of Pam's desire to basically kill all human life and obviously give everything back to the plants. But Swamp Thing actually ends up revealing is that the real reason he stopped talking to Poison Ivy is because Alec would listen to Poison Ivy's whole thing about she hated what humanity was doing to plant life in general. But whenever Swamp Thing brought up his very, very difficult divorce to his ex-wife Linda, Pam basically wouldn't give out the time of day. And after Pam basically tells Alec that she finally does know what it's like to lose somebody you really care about because of Frank being gone right now. Swamp Thing ultimately tells her that he doesn't have to access the green to tell them who has Frank. Ivy still had the power within her all along. But before I tell you guys how the episode ends and who actually has Frank, there's this kind of really boring second plot story where Bruce and Selena are having issues in their relationship, and Selena just really wants to break up with Bruce and be on her own for a while. And she and Alfred actually organizes an intervention thanks to music maestro. Um, a- a- and they basically find out that their relationship is failing through song. But anyway, guys, Ivy is finally able to get enough concentration to connect to Frank fully, and it turns out the person who kidnapped Frank is at least as of the cliffhanger to this episode, um, re- revealed to be Bruce Wayne himself. That's right, everybody. Batman took Frank from Poison Ivy, and that's how the episode ends, guys. Have a good one.